The devil is in the detail, the battle of the forms. At pre-contract stage, the parties to a construction contract will always attempt to impose their own standard terms and conditions during the period of negotiation. This is to ensure that a degree of certainty and control is retained, and often these negotiations can be prolonged. This often results in neither party having a clear understanding of whose terms have been incorporated into the contract, and this of course is a very dangerous position commercially to be in. This very situation was considered in the case of Trebor Bassett and ADT Fire and Security back in 2005. The background to this case is as follows. Trebor contracted with ADT to supply their new factory with a fire suppression system for the sum of £9,000. Unfortunately, disaster struck and a fire broke out in Trebor's factory, which was quickly destroyed. Trebor alleged that ADT's failure to supply an adequate fire suppression system had caused losses of £110 million. So what were the issues at stake in this battle of the forms? A close analysis of the parties' terms and conditions showed very different limitation clauses. On one hand, ADT's terms stated a limitation of liability to £13,000. Alternatively, under Trebor's terms, ADT would have to indemnify Trebor against all losses, which stood at £110 million. This case highlights the importance of understanding the formation process of a contract and the costly effects that can occur should the parties not be absolutely clear of the terms which they enter into. The offer and acceptance analysis. ADT provided a quotation offering to supply the fire suppression system, stating in their quotation that it was subject to their standard terms and conditions. This was their offer. Trebor then issued a purchase order accepting ADT's quotation, stating that the order was subject to Trebor's terms, which had already been supplied, but were also available on request. Now, the terms were not included with the purchase order issued from ADT, as it was assumed that ADT had already supplied a copy, having contracted with Trebor in the past. Hence the offer and acceptance analysis. The ruling. The court confirmed that the traditional offer and acceptance analysis must always be used to identify the winner in the battle of the forms, unless there is very clear evidence to show that the parties had agreed that other terms would prevail. This meant that ADT's quotation was served as the offer, and Trebor's purchase order served as a counter-offer. This meant the counter-offer therefore extinguished the original offer, and by commencing work on the fire suppression system, ADT had inadvertently accepted Trebor's counter-offer. So what should parties be aware of during the period of negotiation? It is advisable to proceed with caution and do not assume that your standard terms and conditions will automatically be imposed following an offer. Check and read carefully all terms and conditions when signing a contract or proceeding to carry out works. The detailed case of Trebor Bassett and ADT Fire and Security is available to download, along with an article highlighting the key issues.